Um, it has made a huge difference with me in weight loss, in how my skin looks, and at my age to have the skin that I do is it's amazing. So I my passion is really helping others also learn how to eat healthy and put healthy things in and on your body. Barb Fields with Arbonne International.
Thank you. Tammy?
I have two businesses, and I'm sorry, my screen wasn't sitting right. Michelle, you didn't tell me. I am the owner of Rock the Tazbot Photography. What? You didn't tell me my screen was crooked. I'm the owner of Rock the Tazbot Photography. That's all right. Do you want to have a relaxed photo session? You feel nervous in front of the camera? Do you feel the camera don't capture your personality? Well, guess what? I wear many wigs, so I can capture anybody's personality. I'm also the owner of Rock Tazbot Lashes. The company I work for is Magnetic Lashes. So say bye-bye to glue and hello to Magnetic Lashes. And they are awesome. I actually have them on today. And Michelle actually testifies, so will Jenny and Sherry, that I don't have like much lashes, and what a difference my eyes look. So owner of Rock the Tazbot Photography and Rock Tazbot Lashes.
Well, thank you. And Tammy, I did not even see your screen being crooked. So guess what? It didn't make, you're good.
Yeah, it looked, I could see it when I saw it. I was like, oh no, it was crooked. I don't like being crooked.
All right, Sherry McManus now.
Hey everyone, my name is Sherry McManus and I'm with the Lou Everett Group. And we love helping business owners and leaders clear back the weeds so you can become laser focused in your business and become successful and profitable. What we really hate though is that business owners do not take enough time to develop themselves to become a better leader for their business. And we have created an online personal development and leadership training platform that is self-paced, on the go, and has a supportive live community to keep yourself accountable so you can learn and grow. And I put the offer, we have 2 free trainings available for you to try out at no obligation, and I put it in the chat.
Thank you, Sherry. Okay, Amy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Alina. I actually I own a practice in Cary, and I also practice in Raleigh. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and integrative medicine. I focus on anything from internal issues, autoimmune, digestive issues, pain, a lot of acute and chronic pain. And then on the other side of things, actually, I'm certified and trained in cosmetic acupuncture and facial rejuvenation, and also provide micro and nano needling and light therapy to my patients as well. So make people feel better inside and out.
Well, thank you. Okay, Shane.
How you doing, everybody? I work for U.S. Health Advisors as well. We specialize in small business, family, individual health coverage. And Susan is actually my leader and mentor, so she allowed me to sit in with you guys. So I thank you for having me.
Thanks, Shane. Okay, Michelle.
Okay, let me. I'm unmuted.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you think, oh, am I muted? I don't know. All right, everybody. Hey, most of you know me, Michelle with Triangle Social Media. I help businesses with their small business, medium business, any size business, social media platforms, whether it be creating the platform, managing it, helping with engagement, monitoring those notifications, and helping to communicate people into your funnel. And I do social media coaching, one-on-one or in groups, and meetups like this one to help network and grow and support other businesses. I do social media videos on my platform, and that's called Social Sound Bites with Michelle. I'd love to have any of you and do a quick interview and just support your business that way. So reach out, Michelle at trianglesocialmedia.com if you need help with social media management or you just want to learn to do things better yourself.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I should say, Michelle, did you give Sherry capability to screen-wise?
Let's do that.
We're going to jump right in.
Oh, she should actually have a vote. Yeah.
Okay. Sherry
Mhm.
Durbin is the owner and founder of Consider It Done, Raleigh's at-home personal assistant service. Excuse me. Sherry founded Consider It Done in June of 2004 in Southern California. In 2018, she made a life change to move to beautiful North Carolina, and in 2019, she decided to relaunch Consider It Done and bring her concierge service to the Triangle. Welcome to North Carolina. Sherry and her team help busy local professionals free up their precious time by managing their dreaded to-do list, and I have plenty of them if you saw it on my desk. Sherry is passionate about educating women on the subject of time management and the benefits of stress reduction through delegating. Sherry is a mom of 3 grown daughters, a grandmother to 2 precious 4-year-old twin girls. She loves reading, traveling, cats, old movies, cooking, and good coffee. Today, she'll speaking to us and dare to delegate. So welcome, Sherry. The stage is yours.
Yay.
Okay, so I have to click on, I've never done this, share screen.
Yes.
You sound far away.
Oh, can everyone see this?
Can see. Don't see the screen share yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
You have to select what window or all windows and then. Yay.
Okay, can you hear?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Okay, so we are going to talk today about delegating. And I want to start with a quote by Henry David Thoreau. He's a man in the 1800s who actually died young. He died at 44. But he understood the value of time. And his quote was, "The cost of anything is the amount of life that you exchange for it." So we're going to talk about time and we're going to talk about delegating. So the definition of delegating is to entrust to another. So let's dive in. It sounds very simple, doesn't it, to delegate? But for a lot of business owners, especially us ladies, it's difficult, isn't it, just to delegate? We're too overwhelmed sometimes to consider the benefits of delegating or how to even go about it. The reality is that we're all busy. We're working hard in our businesses. We're trying to find time for relationships. We're trying to manage errands, shopping, business meetings. We're trying to eat healthy, exercise, and we're trying to have a life on top of that. To complicate things further, COVID-19 has arrived, so you can add homeschooling and health concerns to the list. So it seems like people are more stressed out than ever before. So sadly, instead of relaxing, many of us are spending weeknights and weekends trying to tackle that dreaded, never-ending to-do list. 41% of to-do list items never get accomplished. So if we are overwhelmed and we know we need help, why don't we delegate? So let's talk about, do you even need to delegate? If you have too much time on your hands and everything's under control, you may not need to delegate anything. But does this sound like your life? Does your smelly dog need to go to the groomer desperately? Does the car oil light come on and it flashes and you can just never get yourself to the Jiffy Lube? Do you have 6 items in your trunk that need to go to different department stores or anywhere, Amazon, and you just don't have the time? You can never quite get around to making those returns. You forget to pick up your dry cleaning. On Friday night, you're at the crowded grocery store again, trying to come up with a meal plan. Your closets are exploding. Meal prep and laundry, forget it. When is there ever enough time? So let's talk about the reasons why busy people, especially women, have a hard time delegating. The number one reason that I hear over and over is I can't afford to delegate. I can't pay someone to do things for me, but we have to think about what our time is really worth. Can everyone here make more money? Sure. But who here can make more time? Not one of us. So we have to determine the real price, the real cost, the lost time, the stress that not delegating is actually costing you. A few hours a week or a month of personal assistance, or even if it's house cleaning or getting someone to mow the lawn, those few hours a week or a month can make a huge difference in your busy life. And it can bring peace of mind and that free time that we're all craving to spend with family, or as business owners, freeing up time to spend growing our businesses. So a quality personal assistance company will always offer flexible service plans, always within budget. So it doesn't have to be costly to delegate. Reason number 2, busy people don't delegate. Well, I can't accept less than 100% of my expectations being met. I lack faith in the capability or integrity of others. So what that means is you have a control issue. You want help, you're overwhelmed, but you don't want to let go of that control of doing it the right way. So again, anyone you delegate to, whether again, it's a gardener, a housekeeper, a personal assistant service, they should take detailed notes. They should encourage feedback from you and promptly make needed adjustments. You can turn that stress into trust as you build routines and systems that address your concerns. And make sure that whoever's doing your to-dos is doing the things the way you would want them if you had the time. Again, the best personal assistance companies are bonded, they're insured, they sign confidentiality contracts, they document the tasks, they're active in the community, and they take care of their clients. They operate with transparency, honesty, and zero judgment. Reason number 3, why don't we delegate? This is a big one, especially for women. I associate delegating with negative emotions such as inadequacy. I view a reduction in my workload as a threat to my ego or my self-worth. I believe everyone else can manage, so I should be able to do it all myself too. So let's talk about why that guilt seems to hang around, especially working parents. This feeling that you have to do it all, our goal is to give you a hall pass so that you don't have to feel guilty about delegating. Delegating does not mean you're giving up control of your life or that you can't manage your household. What it actually means is that you're partnering with someone to take control of your time and help you achieve some balance. You deserve support too, moms. And effectively delegating means that you're choosing to take a different approach to managing your busy life. And that way you can, again, focus on where you need to focus, your family, your business. So remember that, remember that you can always keep doing the things you love doing. Keep doing the things that make you money, but learn how to outsource or delegate the things you don't enjoy doing or the things that are eating up your time. You know, we don't even know what other people are delegating. We sometimes think somebody's got their act together, they've got it all together, they do everything. Well, maybe they're outsourcing too. And no one has the right to judge you for becoming the best version of yourself. So we do want to encourage you to learn that it's okay to ask for help. Delegating makes sense because when you're the most overwhelmed, you can't focus. That's the time you probably need to delegate. When you invest your limited time into tasks that others can do just as well as you or better, you're robbing yourself of the time that you could be spending doing things you enjoy or what you're excellent at. And that's why we all went into business. So determine how to delegate effectively means that you're going to determine the real price that you're paying by not delegating. You're going to get real and determine why you're resisting delegating and learn how to overcome that thinking. Then make a plan. Think of a few things that you can delegate in your house, in your life. And recognize that nothing changes if nothing changes. Only you can take yourself down from that hamster wheel and free up your time. Think of 3 to 5 things that you can happily delegate, and then call someone like Consider It Done, like Nanette, like Michelle, all the things that your friends in business can take off your plate. Give them a call. We want you to put Consider It Done to the test. You can watch your stress level shrink by trying this out. I want to make a beautiful offer to the first 5 women or men who call us within the next 24 hours. This is absolutely rock bottom price. We do not offer this price anywhere else or on the website. 3 hours of our service for $97. And the reason this is a great offer because it's a good way to try us out without too much commitment and just see if delegating a few things doesn't take a little bit of stress off of your mind. We all know it's the busy holiday season is coming up, so think of some things that you'd like to delegate before the end of the year, whether it's meal prep, laundry, shopping, store returns, errands, taking the dog to the vet, those kind of things that just eat up your time. So I'm Sherry Durbin. My company is Consider It Done, and you can find us at consideritdoneasap.com. And I appreciate your time.
Sorry, I had to unmute.
No, that's the thing.
Thank
Great
you,
job.
Sherry.
Very, very great.
Thank you,
by the way.
Sherry.
So who has any questions for Sherry?
I would like to interject something. So I love Sherry. I remember when I first met her, she started coming to my meetups in, I think, Wake Forest at Sugar Magnolia Cafe. And we did a coaching session. She had her, some people are paper and some people are computer or digital. Do you still have your big book, Sherry?
It's right here on the desk. I
remember going through there and helping her sort things out. And she just plugged right into the business community. I just love her gumption and just really self-advocate, you know, and I think that's so important. So I just admire that about her. Love Sherry.
Thank you, Michelle. I've had to kind of jump in with both feet as a new business out here.
Definitely.
And actually, can I just say that North Carolinians are more do-it-yourselfers. Southern Californians are very used to delegating. It's far more common in the culture. New York and LA, people just kind of like, yeah, I'll outsource. But I've had to do a little more educating on the value of your time out here to people. But, you know, we're all busy. So how do you want to spend your time?
So I have a question. What is like the most of something called, or people would call, what's the most common thing people have you doing for them?
Well, it has changed over the years. It used to be grocery shopping. In 2004, when I opened, that was almost all we did, my team out there. But even though people are getting their groceries delivered now, you know, Instacart's not going to put them away and organize the pantry and start dinner. The most requested items out here seem to be meal prep, laundry. Laundry is a big one. People that hate doing laundry, they're just going to procrastinate it and put it off. Store returns and just general errands, going to Costco, going to pick up the dry cleaning, going to the post office, to those kind of things. But meal prep and laundry and organizing. We work with a lot of realtors as well with packing and unpacking for people. And there's so many people moving here that we're actually working with a lot of realtors at this point.
Okay.
Would you mind hitting end screen share and then we could see each other's faces again better?
Sure. I just got to figure out how to do that.
You should go at the top. I think it says stop sharing screen.
There's a little drop up arrow next to share screen. And it should say stop share. Shane left a little early. I wanted to capture, get a little screen window, print screen.
I'm not seeing it. Now, what am I?
All right, let me try something. I don't know if I'm gonna, okay, let me try something.
Not the host anymore, I guess.
This will stop. Yes, so just do that. We'll just do that. So then we'll stop.
Oh, we got yours now, Michelle.
Now we got mine, but I want to. We're just doing all kinds of techie things. So, okay.
You got the best person in.
Oh, I'm in the wrong window. Hold on a second. New share. Oh, this is so fun. I think maybe because I turned it over. Okay, let's see. I don't really want to share. Oh, Elizabeth is trying to come in. Let's say hello to Elizabeth. And right,
hey, Elizabeth.
Start sharing something.
Welcome.
Hey, how are you? Thank you.
Good.
You know, Michelle, I have a Zoom book that I got downloaded for free. I should send it to you.
I'm telling you, I've had Zoom issues lately. Everything is like different right now.
They've updated everything. I couldn't even tell you where anything was because I don't really share anything.
I know what I do. We'll go to participants. Susan.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to make you host. And that should. So let's see what you see. Everything is different. Zoom is treating me terribly. I tell you what, I have had issues lately. So can you all see each other? Or are you still seeing that window?
I still see that window.
White.
There we go.
We're back.
Oh, there it is. That was strange. I don't know. Okay. Hi, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Welcome to the crazy.
We already kind of went around and said who we are in that. So go ahead and introduce yourself and what you do.
Sure. Elizabeth Skibby. I own Acorn Accounting, and I do accounting and financial consulting for small to medium businesses.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
That was a short one.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you been busy today?
Today, no. I don't do taxes. I do everything but taxes.
Okay, that's right. Mm-hmm.
So come January, February, March, I'll be busier as some folks go, oh, I don't know what's going on with last year's books. I should probably go talk to somebody.
Uh-oh.
Good to know. Okay. Yeah. Well, then I will start in next. If there was no other questions for Sherry, I didn't make sure. No other questions? Okay. Oh, and I think you were featured on the morning news station not that long ago, wasn't it?
Fox 11 did
Fox 11
news blurb about us, and it was specific to COVID. We were talking about, it was called Carolina Comeback, and how businesses were pivoting during COVID, and especially April, May, June. And we just started getting a lot of requests for senior assistants doing their shopping and things because they were so afraid to leave home, or people calling us to help their parents. So the reporter came out and followed one of my staff members in the store and just sort of did this brief interview, but it brought lots of phone calls. It was awesome.
Oh, great.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Because when I saw it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I know her.
We know her.
Isn't it funny when you see somebody like, oh, I know them?
Yeah, it's so funny. In the 80s, I was on a couple of different game shows out in California. And years later, a friend of mine that I had just recently met was watching the Game Show Network. And they were rerunning old I mean, we're talking 80s. You know, I had the perm and the blue eyeshadow and all of it. And she said, I saw it on the Game Show Network. It's just funny.
Oh my goodness. Do you have that saved?
You know, there's there's two VHS tapes somewhere that I never converted. I don't know.
Right.
I didn't want to go back. I mean, I won money on both shows.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Anyway.
Wow, that's
it was
pretty
just
cool.
funny for her to see it, you know, years later. They were rerunning old ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I am Susan Beavers, as I said, with U.S. Health Advisors. I am married. My husband is Clark. I have one son, and I have two beautiful grandchildren that my son is very jealous because he says, so why don't I get attention now? I said, because you had grandkids or you had kids. So now it's all about them. So we have so he always says, hey, I want some more attention. So it is kind of cute, you know, getting to have a little fun that way. So,
yeah.
I have been with U.S. Health Advisors. Next month would be 3 years. So,
oh, wow.
I was in Best Buy for 20 years prior to, and then when they downsized, lost my job. So how I ended up getting into the career is my stepdad was in the hospital. He couldn't walk. They couldn't figure out why. So I went home to see him because I am from Iowa, not from North Carolina, but I love North Carolina. Been here a long time now. And what kind of happened is, you know, you go in and you know your family more than anybody else, right? You go and you have a conversation with them. And you're like, okay. And he loves talking politics, and I'm not a politics person at all. And funny story is, the next day we had the exact same conversation, which was not normal. I go, something's not right. Something's off. And they go, well, I think it's his heart, blah, blah, blah. You know, I joke and say the Lifetime movie, when somebody's yelling at the doctors, that was me, because I'm like, you put him through all this stress. If you thought it was his heart, you weren't ready for him. You know, it was just a big chaotic mess. I ended up having to get on the flight back. They still couldn't figure out what was going on. And my mom called me and left a message. So when I got back here, they found out he had 2 strokes. So then we started researching Medicare, Medicaid. What could we do for him? He retired from the state, had great insurance, but he also had another insurance because he never wants to pay a bill. So then when you sit down and find out that once he was in the assisted living, because he couldn't progress to get better, your regular insurance stopped covering. Most people don't know you need a long-term plan or a life insurance that has that chassis built on, that you could use it as a long-term. So my parents had to pay $6,000 a month for him to stay there because the insurance didn't cover. So by me doing all the research and all this good stuff, you know, because who loves to do research on health insurance, right? I know, nobody. So that's when I got the phone call to talk to U.S. Health Advisors, which we are a United Healthcare company now. So it's been a great way to show people that there is hope out there, and there's things that can help, because a lot of people don't know or understand what you can get. Without understanding, you know, I always had group plan. I didn't ever have to worry. I said, well, the reality is you want to know what kind of group plan you have and those type of situations. So, does anybody know what health insurance means or what the definition is?
Never thought about that.
Look, everybody's got that look on their face. Everybody's like, oh no, I didn't know it was a quiz today.
We just know that we need it, or we should have it. We should have it.
Yeah.
So health insurance is coverage that covers the cost of the insured individual's medical and surgical expenses. Does not mean it covers everything 100%. Nowhere does it say that. So a lot of people think it's going to cover everything 100%. Would we all like to say yes? So yes, no. So we are a PPO. Does anybody know what a PPO is?
Preferred provider, right?
Right. Yes.
I know that much.
Preferred provider organization. What about HMO? Does anybody know that one?
Health medical officer.
Close. It's health maintenance organization. What about an EPO?
Employee something, something. Employee medical option or something, I think it was.
Exclusive provider provider organization. That was close.
Well, we need to know all these things, I guess.
Well, it's kind of understanding what kind of plan you have. That's the biggest thing, but a lot of people don't know. And then do you know what a POS is? Not the point of sale for the register.
Or something else. Sorry, my mind just went there.
Point of service?
It's a point of service. It's a hybrid between your HMO and your PPO. Okay. So what about your short term? Does anybody know anything about a short term?
Yes.
Expensive.
It covers about 3 weeks, roughly. Or short term.
Your short term medical is like a temporary health or medical insurance. It's really meant for someone like switching jobs who's going from one, but they don't get coverage till their 90-day or whatever it may be. Now they do have now longer short-term plans, but it's very restrictive on what it covers. So they help cover the gaps is the whole point, and that's the good part of that. But short-term plans, what they don't cover is like pre-existing conditions, no maternity, prescriptions, preventative care. And there's a whole extra list. When you look at those plans, people don't realize stuff. They just go to the doctor and think they've got coverage and then go, I got to pay what? So that's the big thing to understand there. Does anybody have a health reimbursement account, an HRA?
HRA? There's a health savings account, HSA, I've heard. Is that different?
Yes, it's different because it's a tax benefit for your employer. And then your you already mentioned health savings account. So nice job, Sherry. Yes.
I teed you up there.
What that does is allows you to save for future medical expenses. And there's no subject to the taxes on it. So you kind of get to understand there's a couple different ways and different things to look at. And when I ask if people understand what that is, a lot of people go, no, I don't. Or they might know an HMO or a PPO, but they don't always know how they can look at what they have and see if that's the best one. Now, everybody's heard of the ACA?
American Cancer Society. I mean, really, that to me is ACA.
That's what I was thinking.
It's the Affordable Care Act or Obamacare, Trump Care, healthcare.gov. It is all the same thing. And everybody thinks those are all different, meaning there's different plans with that, but they're not. They're all the same one. So it was quite interesting, you know, when you start talking to a lot of people, they're like, isn't there more options out there? No, right now it's pretty much your short term, something real quick, the ACA if you qualify. So, and a lot of people know their health coverage based off their co-insurance, whether it's an 80-20, 70-30, 60-40, or a 50-50. Some people don't realize what they have on those plans because they're like, because a lot of people don't think if I have an 80-20 and I have $100,000 bill, unless you have a maximum, and some don't have maximums. What's your cost on a 20% of that 100,000? Anybody?
20,000.
Yes, I was thinking if anybody had some good math. Thanks, Elizabeth. That's great.
Math problems? Uh-oh.
So, kind of like what I do then is I take all that information, and you guys might be covered. That is great, but you're going to know somebody in the next few weeks with open enrollment starting November 1st, someone's going to start asking and say, oh my gosh, I've got to get some coverage, or what do I qualify for? What don't I qualify? Because I can let people know if they qualify for an ACA plan. I look at the options that are out there for them. And when you can sit down and review with somebody and let them know what they have, there's a gentleman I just helped. I'm saving him $500 a month. And he's on another company, which I won't name, but it's a private plan, and it's just he's got to pay everything. So he's like, yes, let's do this. I mean, who wants to save a little bit of money there? You know what I mean? Every month. And then we still have the better coverage. So what I do is I actually sit down with what I call my needs analysis. My needs analysis asks all the questions. What's important to you? Because with US Health Advisors, we allow you to customize your plan that's going to fit your needs as well as your budget. Now, sometimes, there are different things that we can't always help everybody, but that's the whole point of I have referral partners that I can work with to help people put you in a better spot. Helping other people every day is our mission. So if I am helping everybody, my goal is to put you in a better spot. If you're in a better spot, guess what I'm going to tell you to do? Stay there. Because not everybody can stay in those positions if they can. Can you, it's going to have a couple questions now about some myths. Can you pay, can you just say, let's say I say I've got insurance, but can I end up still paying a huge amount even though I have insurance? Does anybody have any questions like with understanding that? Meaning if I said, hey, I'm just going to go to the doctor, but all of a sudden you get a big bill. Why would you get that big bill?
Because you have a high deductible.
Correct. If you have a high deductible, if that's what you want, that's okay. Because a lot of people, that's what they're looking for is a high deductible, or they want a lower deductible. But understanding that high deductible is going to be huge. Nanette, very good. Are all health insurance premiums unaffordable?
No.
That is correct. Because there are different ones that people can qualify for and get that subsidy. So that's important if they can get it. And a lot of people don't realize that, and then how that works, because if you are getting that subsidy and your income increases, you need to make sure you turn that in to the ACA, because that means your premium is going to change as well. So you don't get that penalty at the end of the year and have to pay those back costs. So why can't I pay what my neighbor pays?
Well,
Has anybody heard that?
It depends on your age too, doesn't it?
It does. There's a lot of questions into that. Yes.
And
So a lot of people say, well, my friend's got some for, $75, or you'll find it online for like $35. If it's too sometimes good for that, then that's probably true. It's not going to be great insurance. So making sure everybody understands that piece. And then with the private companies, with which we are, we have underwriting through National Foundation Life or Freedom Life. It depends on which state you're in. I am licensed in 32 states. So you might have friends or family in the other states that would like to look at those options. That's going to be a huge piece of that. And is the cheap policy the best policy? No, not all the time. So as I said, I get to show advantages of what's out there for your health plan. We have dental, vision, accident protector, income protector. So we have different advantages and how to help supplement all your plans to see how we can assist. So with open enrollment, what I look for is an individual or a small business owner that wants to do a free review, and then I'm going to put them in a best position possible. So I've looked at things for different people. Barb was one of them. I couldn't help her, but I definitely got her with somebody who took care of her and got her set up. Sherry and her husband we took care of. So it's just giving you options, and then you get to kind of go. And when you have somebody that's going to be honest and give you those options, that's what I want to be known for. I'm not going to be able to help everybody. They're already going to be. So for me, I just want to be that smart individual that's going to help you out. Does anybody have any questions? I know everybody knows everything about health insurance. I try to make it fun.
You mentioned that if circumstances change, so if your income goes up, you need to turn that into the ACA to understand if there's adjustments. How frequently do you suggest that people like check in and make sure that nothing's changed, that they're sending notifications in appropriately?
So you do have to turn in your income at the end of the year. So if you are going up and you continually going up, then I would turn it in as soon as possible for the plain fact it's going to adjust. So even if it's off 1 month, so if your premium is $300 and because of your you're not getting that subsidy anymore because you made too much money, you have to pay that penalty, because not just for 1 month, because it'll probably even out, but if you should continually go up. So if you're looking and that penalty was, they're giving you $300 for your premium, and then you should have gone to $400. So it's going to be $1,200 for the year, whatever it was, to make my math easy. $100 you'd have to pay back plus the penalty of the difference. So I don't, they just recommend when it goes up, you want to turn it in. So if you change automatically, and it might only change by a little bit, depends on your income. But I know for small business owners, once their business gets going and they're up and running, that's where they run into. I've had some people call and tell me they've got 13,000 in penalties. So it can get ugly. So you want to make sure that they understand that piece. And that's why I tell them, look, if you're getting the subsidy, I can't beat that right now. But when you start making more money, come back and talk to me. Because then you can jump off the one plan and then go to the other plan and you won't be penalized. Great question.
That's interesting. We get, so yeah, my husband works at Wake Med Hospital, and they have Wake Well Rewards card. And if you do like this, there's these different tests and health things, nutritional appointment, BMI, all these different things. Then you get a $500, like it's a medical credit card that you can use towards co-payments. It doesn't, it's not insurance, but it's just a little extra thing. I don't know if a lot of companies offer that for their employees. Do you know?
It's usually only your big group plans because they want people to get healthier. So they've got the larger cost in the big groups. So that just allows them to do that and be a little bit healthier. So it does cut their cost.
We had something like that too. When I worked for the state in Indiana, we had the wellness care. It was like Humana, which we've seen some advertisements out here now. And when it first started, and that was pretty cool because it really actually got people to, there was like these little contests, and then you had these points, and then you would go in and you would get some either gift card or t-shirts or something. But here's the kicker. It's like when you raise these points, and it did take you end up taking out of your paycheck, which I found out the hard way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like I got a yoga mat or something, a t-shirt, and I'm like, wait, why is
they charged you for it?
They took it out. They had to get their money somehow with that. I know. I was so mad. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I'm doing a good thing here. Going on to like there's like health checks points, like so many points, and I mean, it was easy on round one. It was harder as they progressed, but yeah. So I got these like a t-shirt and something else, and then I realized I had minus like $25 out of my paycheck. I was like, okay,
wow.
The ability to buy a shirt.
Yeah, sometimes what they do also is they charge you the tax on that. So yeah, that is.
Yeah, I guess I think it was. That's what it was. I think it was the tax on that. It was just, and I was just like, why is this somewhat less? And
yes,
I was like, just to have a name of Humana or whatever. I was like, really? I was just like, and I was like, okay, I'm never doing that again.
Any other questions?
Well, I just want to say that, with Susan's, with U.S. Health, I really enjoyed the process that Susan did, and she helped us tremendously when we were in transition and getting us covered. And I like the fact that they have resources that they can find out what is the best solution for a family. If you have kids or you don't have kids, or, ours are older, so we had to, kind of figure out who's still on our insurance and who is not. They have their own now. So Susan did a really great job in that whole process. So that's what I really admire about her, of course, and also the company, because they have those resources that it's not just like sucked into one. It's like, well, here's this, and this is all you have. I like the fact that there was options. It's like, oh, you know what? If you go with over here, it's actually cheaper. Or if you go over here, it's actually, there's like pros and cons. So I really like that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm like you, Sherry. I had a friend that was going, I think it was what, 2 years ago, Susan. She was going through a divorce and she said, I'm losing my health insurance. I don't know what to do. And I said, I do. And so I said, call Susan. She can go through all the options for you to see what's available and what you need. So she's awesome.
And you guys are awesome yourself. So, okay, no other questions? Okay. Michelle, what you got today on some little tidbits for us?
Well, I was thinking about events, and I already shared one in the comments. And everyone, be sure to not just your, business information, but if you have events coming up, put that in the comments as well. And be sure to save the comments at the end by hitting the 3 dots next to the word file. But every Thursday at 5 p.m., I go live in another Facebook group called Social Studio with my friend Helena, and we do marketing tips. Invite you all to watch that. And I wanted to let you know that we are streaming. I told you I was having issues with Zoom. So we're Zooming. We are not Zooming. We are streaming through Zoom to YouTube. And I shared that into our group, the Business Owners Meetup. So you're all famous. And I don't know, there's so many different ways to go live, and there's so many places to land. But once you've landed anywhere, you can always share that to another platform. So why not, right? Expand the audience and the visibility, and you never know who you might capture the attention of who needs your services. So we're glad to do that. But yes, Sherry is sharing about her free webinar coming up on October 29th. Look forward to that.
I was going to say, Sherry, if you want to talk about it, you guys can all talk about what your event is, since we are streaming. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yep. And there's also another collaborative event that we're doing with Joe Navarro. It's in November, so I'll briefly talk about that as well. But yes, Lou and I are going to doing one. Just save the date, October 29th. It's going to be from 11 o'clock to 11 to 12, give or take. It might be less than that. We want to hold people captive, and we want to make sure that people get the information, network a little bit, and then go on with their day. But it's actually going to be focusing on communication, how to connect, not just communicate. So we're going to go over some tips of how to better communicate with one another. Make sure you're really listening versus just kind of talking to reply and listening to reply, but really listening and really connecting on a level that we all know, but it's just a matter of how well are we doing it. So this is going to be a great webinar. We're going to get some nice bonuses, nice freebies for you. So stay tuned. Follow me on Facebook, or even the Lou Ever group, our Facebook page. And then real quick, we're going to do, let's see, November 9th. Let me just verify here. November 9th, we're going to do a hybrid live event with Joe Navarro, which we're focusing on leadership mastery. So there's going to be a mindset piece in it, but really thinking of that forward thinking of where we are, right? And as business owners, how can we help? How can we master to be better? And especially on the leadership perspective, better for you, then you can better help your clients and prospects. So save the date for that. That's going to be November 9th. It has been floating around already on LinkedIn as well as Facebook. And that's November 9th. It's going to be at Vibe Cary. And then you can come in person. So there's a cap of 25 people, I believe. We're going to make sure we're going to be social distancing and on all the proper protocols, but you do get lunch, which is nice. And then there's also going to be a virtual setting. So we're going to make sure that just because if you're virtual or you're going to be in person, it's going to be a great experience and make sure it's interactive on both sides. So we're going to knock it out of the park So super excited.
Awesome.
Nice.
So I have a shout out for Sherry and Lou Evergroup. I've been attending their mastermind on Saturday mornings, choosing a life that matters. And I'm really enjoying it. I think, I mean, I'm just so appreciative of the different people that, all the crisscross applesauce connecting, networking, you see some familiar faces in different groups, right? But then there's always a few new faces. And, once you connect at that deeper level, which I'm looking forward to that communication one, because I think that's so important. We want to connect, but then we want, what next, right? Anyway, I highly recommend you attending one of their masterminds, and because I think you guys have that. When people are talking, you're like so interested. You could tell it's sincere, and you're not just there to whatever inauthentic things. You're really authentic, and I really appreciate that.
Oh, well, thank you.
I'd like to mention something.
Sure.
A friend of mine has a beautiful charity. Some of you might have heard of it, called Redefined Courage.
Yes.
Anyone know Nikki Spear? She set up this beautiful charity in honor of her mother who died of breast cancer. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I'm doing a little promotion where if you just donate $5, you're entered into a drawing to win 2 hours of personal assistance service.
Nice.
So anyone who wants to learn more about that can contact me, how to go to her page and make that little donation. But every little bit helps. Her company or her profit, what they do is they make these beautiful shirts for women that are post-op mastectomies, and they're soft and comfortable and fashionable, and they are specifically for women that have had mastectomies. And Nikki is just such a quality, beautiful, lovely person. Yes, Michelle? I mean, you know her.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do everything I can to support her. And yeah, anyone who wants information on that. The other thing I wanted to say was about the offer I made for the 3 hours. Think about that as a wonderful gift this holiday season for someone who you don't know what to buy them, or the person who has everything, or the person who just has such a busy life and so much going on. So just wanted to make sure you all knew that offer is good through tomorrow.
Did you say tomorrow is when it ends?
Yeah, I'm doing it today and tomorrow.
Okay.
This is not a price I'm offering anyone else, anywhere else. But because Susan was nice enough to invite me to speak, I wanted to.
I have to say,
something.
sorry, I have to say I have one of Nikki's shirts because I am a cancer fighter, so I have one of those shirts. They are nice, and let me tell you, if they're not holding your drains, they're holding your prescriptions, because that's where I kept my prescriptions, right at hand. They were right in my pockets.
Yeah, I think how unique, the way she went about the whole thing and trying to grow this, and it was tough this year because they do a gala every year, and last year, of course, it was in person. This year it had to be virtual. So I just want to do everything I can, especially this month, to support her.
Well,
She's going to she's going to be on Social Soundbites with Michelle next Wednesday. So she'll be on at like 12. I've been squeezing in 2 because there's more people interested, and so I've been sometimes doubling up. So like at 12:15, and so because of course Breast Cancer Awareness Month, she's going to be sharing, and I look forward to that. So yeah.
Yeah. Now I was just going to say, with this being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, don't forget to get your mammograms, but more importantly, do your own self-checks, because I found mine and it didn't, the type that I had did not show up on mammogram or sonogram, but I saw the symptoms myself. And this month, in fact, is my 20th anniversary from stage 3B. Stage 3B. So do your own exams. And if the doctor says you're fine and you don't think you are, listen to your body. It'll talk to you.
Congratulations, Barb. Nice.
Thank you.
I was just going to say congratulations because I'm stage 4, but I'm 12 years out, but I originally found mine lifting weights, and I ripped a muscle that found my breast cancer. I was stage 1, then I was stage 2B, and now I'm 4. So I kind of skipped the 3. I don't know. My body decided we're going to skip a number. So,
Sure. Well, keep strong.
Yeah.
And my doctor told me, he said, attitude is 95% of the cure. And I think that's why I'm here 20 years later.
At the beach.
At the beach.
She's in the right place. Yes.
And I can say this because he's not in the room, but with a new man this year for the first time in a long time.
Oh, details.
And at my age, that's a miracle, let me tell you. Susan knows how old I am.
I do. And she does not. She looks so good. So.
Well, I'm kind of a walking billboard for my company. I don't mind telling you, I'm 75 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. And
nice.
Yes.
And looking beautiful. That is just,
Thank you.
What is age anymore, though? It's just so subjective.
It's a number. It is a number. Yeah. That's all it is.
I know. I tell people I'm 55, going on 55 in January, and they're like, "No, you're not. You're 30-something years old." I'm like,
right.
You go like this.
With your luscious lashes.
Yeah, that's what I think. That made me lose weight. Everybody this morning, they were like, "Oh, you've lost weight." I actually have lost weight, but I'm like, the lashes, I think, thinned my face more.
My oldest daughter is about to turn 40. I'm 62, and she's freaking out. Like, I don't know how I feel about turning 40.
Oh,
I don't know how you
I
feel.
wish.
Yeah, I tell people I'm happy to have another birthday,
Good attitude.
Yes, love it. Any other events going on? Anybody has? Or any other networkings or anything you want to share if you want to invite somebody? Any of the good stuff there?
Well, I'm doing my first podcast later today with Trinity and Mike Manning.
Oh,
nice.
Oh, you'll have fun on that one.
I'm techie here, Michelle.
All right.
Oh yeah, you'll be, that's a lot of fun. Mike and Trinity, they do their back work, man. They'll find stuff in your profile if you have it out there. They're like, "So tell me about this." And I'm like, "Oh, wow." Yeah. So if you got stuff in, Mike will find it.
Interesting.
But he's committed to me because I sat in on his BNI for him, so he owes me.
Nice.
There's nothing free on that own. There's something he's probably going to come.
That's okay. Anyway, yeah, it's going to be about time management, and as business coaches, that's what they're teaching their clients. You've got to make the best use of your time. So,
right.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. My first one.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Okay.
There is a networking tonight if anybody's interested. I saw it. It's the giant networking virtual, and that's the Rockstar. I think Dominic typically heads that one, but it's where everybody can join in, and it's a later one. It's like 7:00. It goes to like 7 to like 8:30, but it's
or
casual.
Later.
Yeah, or later. I think I'm usually off by 8. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
I haven't been to one in a while.
Yeah. So if you want to, I think it's the questions that are asked. I mean, yes, we go around the room, but the questions are thought provoking, and it just brings out a good conversation. And bring a cocktail and enjoy.
That's right. All right. Well, I can't say enough about Lou and Sherry. They've done a great job. I took their mastermind course. So definitely reach out to them to see how you can get involved. I think Barb, she's helped me with my health and with the Arbonne. And Michelle is always my go-to for social media. I mean,
yes.
We're talking again. She knows we're talking, but we got to finish that talk. So, making that connection is huge because this group of people can connect you, whether you do a one-on-one and just kind of learn and understand about the business, because you don't know who you can refer to, or your clients, the huge question is, who else can I help you find or get in touch with? And when you can start connecting them, your clients know you now as a much more knowledgeable person. So now I was looking for a handyman, and all of a sudden I got referred to this handyman, and this handyman's been doing all this stuff in my house, which I've been, I don't know, for a year or so putting it off. And it's getting done, and it's so exciting and fun when you get those little projects done, like Sherry was talking about. But I had my fence kind of burned a little bit, and I had to have it repaired. So guess what? I still finally just got it done. So I was like, oh my gosh. But it was something that you just, it's just great knowing people, and learning how to connect. And then I could pick up the phone at any point and call Sherry, Barb, or Michelle and say, hey, by the way, do you guys know anybody that does A, B, and C? Because we've gotten to know each other in the last couple of years, it's been great. So Barb was one of the first people I met when I started 3 years ago. So I can't believe it's been almost 3 years. I know.
Crazy. I love it though.
I do too. Even with 2020 being such a year, you know, we joke and say, I can't wait, but I still got these great friendships. So I am very blessed to have everybody that is in my life. So,
Amen.
So I will be reaching out to the people I don't know and learning a little bit more about you. All right. Michelle, did you have anything else? I mean, we'll be done a few minutes early. So unless you had any other.
You're muted.
Yeah, you say muted.
Yeah, I did it again. No, I don't have anything else, but just thanks everybody for coming. Invite a friend next month, and be sure to
so next month we have our wonderful own Michelle will be one of our speakers next month.
Right.
So you want to learn a little bit more about that social media, all aspects that she's going to be giving us some great tips.
Yes.
So make sure you save the chat. Next month, 11:30, same bat channel. Hopefully we'll be able to see everybody again soon.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you guys will get about 15 minutes back of your day.
That's right. And have a great day. Get some sunshine today.
Thank you, Sherry, for doing a great job on your presentation. Loved it. I'll be giving you a call. All righty.
Bye, everyone. Good to see you.
Bye. Good to see you.
Bye.
Bye.
I made you the host.
Oh, do I have to?